Well, first of all, UFOs means unidentified. That in itself means that nobody has been able to see one for sure. They don't know about it. There's no such thing. Absolutely none. Unidentified.
Whenever I go stargazing, I see the most weirdest things in the sky, where I saw this, it looked like a star, and it had like this nice little wave to it flying, and then it did like this really weird squiggle, and it went away.
Because I think a lot of people ask if you believe in aliens or not or something, and sometimes I always think that it obviously happened once, because we're here. So, and with infinity and infinite possibilities, and with it happening once, it probably has happened again. I haven't seen any weird stuff in my life, but only like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I was standing on Cherokee Street. I did see an orange disc come flying across the top of Cherokee. Pause for a moment and then take right off, like within 1 second, while I was talking to somebody out in front of the bar.
I think that there's a pretty damn good possibility of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I just feel like, why not?
Yeah, so I would characterize them as ETVs, extraterrestrial vehicles, or ITVs, intraterrestrial vehicles. They're identified. The origin, the beings piloting them is ultra top secret.
You like your nails, Lucy?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. I don't even really think that it's a matter of that question as far as whether I believe it or not, because unidentified flying objects is just anything that's unidentified. So of course they're out there, they're there, just whether or not we can attribute it to such things as extraterrestrial life or like top secret government programs. So yeah, I've seen things that I couldn't identify myself, and that probably science and mainstream media, whatever, couldn't identify. So they're out there, just whether or not, like, what actually it is. Can we just explain it away in a conventional sense or not?
Being an atheist, I don't believe in a God. I don't believe in the devil. And I sure don't believe in a UFO. So, without proof, without fact, there is nothing.
I don't know. I mean, that's just my best guess. I would say that it is definitely a possibility.
Beings from other solar systems, of course. I almost think that would be like the normal logical explanation for anybody first being introduced to this topic. Of course, it's more than likely both of extraterrestrial and top secret government program of some sort.
That's another thing. It's like these unidentified objects could be just things that we don't know what they are, but maybe the government is making them and saying, oh, these are just unidentified objects because you don't know what they are, but we're making them. They're just unidentified. So maybe they're government, it could be like government conspiracy. I don't know.
I don't know, I guess if you're saying like this is a media thing, there would be a specific spin on it, right? So I'd have to look at the media spin and figure out what they're trying to say, They may be saying something completely wrong, like completely differently than should be said,
I think it'd be really cool to know for certain, I don't think it'd be scary necessarily, unless it was scary.
I'd be kind of nervous. I mean, I do believe that there are other people out there. I mean, we're not alone in this universe. It's huge. There's definitely more out there than us. But I'd be really nervous.
It's a good question because I actually have I've definitely thought about that a lot myself. You know, envisioning that sort of event happening. Myself personally, I couldn't even say it because I think I would know myself, but at the same time, I think it would maybe it would be different. Maybe it would be kind of fearful and be like, oh my God, this is actually happening. But when I first was thinking about it, I thought it'd be terrific and great, and how civilization would evolve be after that. You know, after just that sort of information, which may be very small and it doesn't very mean much, but eventually could have some kind of impact on us in the way that we think and perceive reality.
Probably not too surprised, but maybe like, is there a danger here? Like, is there a threat? Because in all those movies, they're like, oh, the aliens are trying to take over the world. So, I probably would be okay with it if they weren't trying to, like, murder us or something.
There's nothing you could really say. I mean, you could just ask him to maybe keep an open mind.
Well, it's like I said to Michael earlier tonight. Like, he doesn't believe in UFOs. He thinks they don't exist because they're called unidentified. I think it's impossible. He thinks it's impossible to see UFOs because they don't exist. But I think they do exist, and I've seen one myself.
I would probably say okay, maybe ask why or something.
I can respect that because it is, it is still kind of a very oogie boogie subject kind of a thing. It takes some critical thought to believe or not believe in something. Usually, and it's kind of a fringe thing, So if somebody's like, nope, don't believe it, there's plenty of evidence that there's a lot of fakes out there. So somebody that said that could support that. So I see.
If someone doesn't believe in extraterrestrials or that, I'm not going to bash it in their head, It's really what they believe. If they believe a certain thing, then I understand that, I have my own opinion of what I believe in, and they have their own, so...
There's not a lot of, not a lot of information gets through, and some people aren't as diligent in seeking out the truth as others, and other people are blind to the truth. They really don't care. Some people get in the ruts of daily life with the grind of there's some kind of mechanism in the United States that gets people kind of blind to life and working to pay a mortgage for 30 years and pay off their kids or their own student debt. And when you're doing that, you don't have any meaning to your life because you have to maintain this job and you can't mess up or you're going to lose it and you're not going to keep your house. And, there's different avenues. There's different ways to go about things. There's different ways to think about things. And if someone is to really believe, even in the Bible, if they say God's love and Jesus' love is infinite, and if infinity exists, then infinite possibilities exist, and we can all do anything, and there could be anything out there, anywhere, at any time, and probably all the time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thanks.